So, how did the clutch tower turn out? When I get the camera angle right. Not too bad. I'm going to give it another coat of paint because I missed some stuff down here. But not too bad. That doesn't stop us assembling this unit. You know, there's a bits and pieces I'd missed, I must admit, with the paint, but well, it's not the end of the world. Because inside here I'm going to wax it, if you see what I mean. I'm going to wax all that lot. So, I think we could safely put the cylinder in. What do you think? Yeah, let's give it a go and then I'll paint this at the back. I don't know why I missed that bit, but never mind. Now, where is the cylinder? Oh dear, wait a minute, I have to find it now. The first thing we're going to do is replace, take out the little plug on the side and put a 1/4 UNF grease nipple in there, if I'm allowed to say nipple on YouTube. And we're going to force some grease into there. I've already done it once, but I'll do it again. I had to do another take on this. It does take quite a lot of pumping through, but it moves really nice. I don't know if you can see in there, but the grease has come through the shaft lovely. Now, this thing here, this is the stop for the pedal, if you see what I mean. It goes like that, it can't go anywhere else. If you adjust this, you can cause all sorts of troubles, because when the unit is lying on the bulkhead at an angle like that, that adjuster there determines the pedal height. If you adjust this, you have to compensate by adjusting the rod here. Now, it's not so bad on the right hand drive, on the left hand drive it's a pain. So we're not going to touch that, because when I looked at the old videos, the pedal heights were great. Alright, so we're not going to touch that. Now, the next thing we're going to do, get a little bit of oil on that top bush, and with a pin, we're going to sort of work that around a bit. We're stuck with a bit of paint, you see, and it's sort of a bush within a bush, like it's a pin and then there's a bush. Well, that's nice and free now. So, again, we're going to squirt all the insides with honey goo. This is really good stuff. It says it takes the sting out of rust. Well, Sting must be pleased. He must be making some money out of that. Yeah, it's like a rust inhibitor, and it's also a protector. Oops, I sprayed myself there. That's right. We'll give it a good old squirt up there. So we're happy with that. We're happy with our pivots and things like that. That's all moving. It's all nice and loose. Next, we'll move on to our cylinder, wherever I put it. Ah, here it is. No, it isn't. That's the old one. What did I do with the cylinder? Ah, it's here. Okay, you can't remember where I put things now. It didn't have any washers on here. It didn't have anything on it. Oh, the plugs dropped out. So we're going to put a little bit of thread guard on the shaft, because you know what happened last time, couldn't get the damn thing off. We're going to screw a 5/16 UNF nut down here. This is a new nut, I'm not using the old ones. They never changed the thread size for years and years and years and years. In fact, even the new ones are still UNF. Alright, now the old ones didn't have a washer. These are the only metric washers we can get here. That's the size of them. So I'm going to put a washer on. See, I do this first, you see. Now, here, one other thing. Some of you, when you take these off, there'll be an aluminium cover on here. I think it's because the hole here is a lot larger than it should be. And that's to pass the other type of Breakmaster cylinder. Was it a CB or CV or something like that? It doesn't matter. We're not too concerned about that. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. I tell you what we'll do before I fit that, I forget. Let's take this to pieces and put some rubber grease on the inside. That would be a lot of fun. Yeah, let's do that, because that's the thing that I bet it's dried. Look at that. Look at that. There's no grease in there at all. See? So what we're going to do is take off that little circlip inside there and pop some rubber grease on. let me get set up. So I just took the rod out, and the circlip is just there, it won't come off. Are we going to put any down on the inside? I don't think so. Well, we're here now, we might as well take it out and oil the piston. It's actually not a bad little design. It's the same as the originals. How does it work? Well, here we go. There's your pressure seal there. This compresses your fluid, and when it compresses the fluid that's in the reservoir here, so let's put that like that, like that, look. So when it compresses the fluid, this valve here shuts off the reservoir and then pushes fluid out of this way. Alright, there's a special valve in there. Can you see it? See that little valve? There. So that's what it does, because if not, when you compress the fluid, it'll come out the reservoir. Now that's a good sign. If this little seal is knackered, what'll happen is when you press here, your pedal won't do any, your clutch won't do anything, and the reservoir liquid usually looks black, and there's no difference. So when you push your pedal down backwards and forwards, it will have no effect at all. In fact, it'll start pumping up into your reservoir the capacity that was in here, so you'll actually see it going up and down. I stand corrected, even on myself. So what we've got to do, put a bit of grease, not on here, right? You don't want any grease on there, but we're going to put some round this piston just to give it a head start, and inside the bore here just to give it a good start. This is a kindly donated tin of original castor oil brake grease, not to be confused with bearing grease that I use here. It looks the same, doesn't it? But it's not the same. The rubber grease does not rot rubber. Alright, so we put that together like that, and then in this section here we're going to give it a generous dob of rubber grease just to prevent any moisture or anything like that getting in. We'll take our circlip pliers, oops, a daisy, this is a bit difficult to do on camera, put it into the circlip down, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your hand, and then at the other side we'll put a bit more rubber grease and put the cap on. There we go, took a few minutes, job done. You can see when you buy them, stop it, you can see these when you buy them, there's no lubrication in them at all, nothing. It's a bit of a shame really, but I like to lube them up. Hey, it is early in the morning, eh? You get these things. So, with that done, we'll put our washer back on here and start to assemble this unit. I like to do it like this because you've got a bit more free movement when you put things together, if you see what I mean, because you can tip that at an angle and that allows you to get the nut on a lot easier. I think that's how they do it in the factory. So all we're going to do is just get that started. Alright, next, got to find the nuts and bolts. You really need to put washers on here because you can see how that bolt hole, the bolt holes are slotted, if you see what I mean. So you put a watch, the bolts go through from this side like this. So you put your bolt underneath. I have a set of needle nose pliers somewhere that I used to use for this, but if I can get it in with my fingers. No. Where have I put them? Yeah, I wonder if I could use these. So grab your bolt in a pair of pliers and make sure there's a washer on this side. Put the bolt through. Somehow, might have to change the angle a bit. There we go. Put the bolt through, and then pop the cylinder on. But now the pedal will come forwards a bit. I'm not too bothered about that at the moment. But this is a really tricky one to do. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. That's how it's gone through. Then we'll grab a washer at the other side on the aluminium bit and put the nut on. Oh, put some honey glue on first, make sure that's all nice and lubed. Maybe it would have been better doing the top one first, I don't know. I do them all different ways. There we go, so that nut's on. Same at the top. I'll put some bit of squirty on first. Through the hole, down, grab a washer on, because it didn't have a washer on there before, so I thought it would be nice to put one on. Especially onto aluminium, you don't want to put nuts and bolts straight directly onto aluminium. You should have a washer just to stop any scoring. And then, oh dear, I've pinched my socket. I'll just go and get my socket back again. So we're going to tighten up that nut from here. That's that one. They don't have to be monster tight. The lock nut will take care of that, but you don't want to be hanging off. Trying to find where that nut is quite here. There we go. That's that one. Now we'll double check this one. That's that. A little bit of squirty on there. Ooh. At the same time we'll take out this, we've got this pivot done here, so we'll take this out. Put that back in the box because that's the only one I've got. Put the bolt back in. There we go. A little bit of nip up. There. Now the most important bit. The pedal now is against its stop. I don't know if you can see in there. It's against its stop. There's a little metal plate right at the bottom of the pedal. You'll see one. So you push your pedal in this direction. You can actually hold it like that, and then in here you can see our nuts here are loose, and that means there's no pressure. That means there's no pressure on that rod, if you see what I mean. It's very difficult with this camera at the moment. There's no pressure on that rod. It will move. Here. So just this, I'll prove it to you. God damn it. I'll do it with one arm. Yeah. So we'll hold that in its right position, and we find out on that rod there is no movement. You see what I mean? When we pull the cylinder back, it springs back, and then this is a crucial bit. Screw this up with your finger without turning the rod. Screw it up till it just as say touches the nut, and then we can tighten up this one. Right. We'll double check that. We must have play on here, just a little bit. You see, look, see what I mean? We can move that a bit further, because we've got play in the bush, if you see what I mean. We don't want to eliminate everything, but you'll find out there. See? See, there's no. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. There's no undue stress on that. You see, there's a bit of play in the pedal before it hits. Now we can tighten up this nut here. Now you might have to do this a couple of times. Yeah, see, this pedal's got a lot of slop in it, but that's okay. We can't take that slop out. Well, I suppose we could do, but it's never been lubricated for years and years and years. But now it's going to work. How can we tell it's going to work? Well, we've got to blow down the hole. Well, we don't have to, but it's easier if we do. If you take the plugs out. So if you blow down it here, well, let's zoom out again. I've checked it for viruses and things like that, it's quite alright. If you blow down this hole here, can you hear the air coming out? If we apply the pedal, it stops. It's not me stopping. Watch carefully. It's like playing bagpipes. See? Set up nice. Why did we set it up like that? Because if you had that, if you didn't have it set up like that, what will happen is you'll press the clutch and fuel fluid will go to the clutch cylinder and expand it, you know, push the piston out, but it won't allow fluid to come back very easy, if you see what I mean, if that's over adjusted. So if we couldn't blow through that, fluid can't come back up. That's the thing. You can actually sort of get into a state where you push the clutch down and it'll just start sort of pumping a little bit like a hydraulic jack. But it will and it won't, if you see what I mean. But once you've expanded the clutch slave cylinder, the one that goes on the gearbox, when the clutch pressure pushes it back, you need the fluid to come down this line into the reservoir again. If not, you're going to have trouble. Alright, that's why like 90% of people who set the clutches up have got problems setting this up. And it's so easy, but it's so much easier to do it on the bench than struggle around with it on the car. So I think that's that one done. I'm going to leave the cap off just for now, you know, the cover here. I'm going to leave the cover off and I'm going to give this another coat of paint, because obviously Daft Bugger B forgot to paint underneath. But now we'll have a look at the brake master cylinder.